parents and family members. I'm so glad you're joining me once again. Even though it's summer, we are all really interested in thinking about making time every day to continue the learning journey for children. I know that you are having a good time in the summer. You're on lots of adventures and travels, and things can get busy. But I know as a teacher, as a parent, as a grandparent, we're always thinking about the time of summer is great, but it's also a long 2.5, sometimes it's 1 month or 2 months, 2.5 months, depending on where you live. And that stretch of time from the point when school stops till it starts again can create a gap. So these next few videos, in video 1, we talked about some ideas, 6 quick tips for keeping the scheduling and creating a learning environment even though you're on summer break. This video today is where we're going to bridge the old school year to the new school year with some activities, learning activities that can be sneaky. They're things we do or can do each day that just weave right into everyday life. Nothing really special you have to create. Things you're already doing. You just may not be aware of how they can keep the learning growing. So let's get started. We're going to focus on reading, spelling, and writing in this quick little reminder tip video for those that are caregivers. Maybe you're a grandparent, maybe you're a parent, maybe you're a big brother or sister that stays with the younger kids. This is the video that's going to help you and give you some fresh ideas. So let's get started. First of all, let's think about words. Words have power, but how can we incorporate vocabulary? And hey, here's a challenge. If you have kids of all ages at your house, if you have preschoolers, you have elementary age kids, even teenagers, how do you incorporate vocabulary for all the needs of all of your children? Maybe you're even keeping a neighbor kid, or you have family members that need a caregiver and you're home, so you provide it and you have your children. Think about this. Everyday life, we talk, we see new words. Select words for each of your children. Maybe it can be a word of the day or a word of the week. And for a preschooler, it may just be incorporating, instead of saying it's nighttime, maybe you can say it's evening. Or for your teenager, I know when I was going to school, my teacher would always introduce a word of the day or a word of the week. And one time she had the word novice on the board, which meant beginner. So if you're learning something new this summer, you could say, maybe you're a novice at this. So just think about activities you're doing every day and new words. Replace those common ordinary words with a new word. And it may be something you want to use every day for a whole week. You can select one for your preschoolers, one for your elementary, one for your teens, or you can use one for the whole family. So just navigate the fact that you can incorporate a new way to say a common word, and you can sneak in some new vocabulary. Hey, your teenager could even look it up on their phone. I know at my house we always say, we always ask Google. So that's always fun. And even my preschool grandson likes to say, talk to Google and ask it questions. So you could ask what the meaning of a word that you're exploring. Maybe you see a word out as you're traveling around the neighborhood or in your city or local areas, and you see an unusual word. You can talk about it. Hey, weave it right in. Also, let's think about the alphabet. A, B, C. Hey, I know what you're thinking. That sounds too basic. But keeping the alphabet, the letters of the alphabet, the idea of alphabet for each of your children can be really fun and easy. Take preschoolers and elementary kids. You can set up a scavenger hunt, and for your preschooler, they can have a letter of the day, and that day they can look around the house, or as you travel, they can look around to spy things that start with that letter. So if it's the letter B and you're eating breakfast, they could say breakfast, banana. Oh, things that start with the letter B. For your elementary kids, even teenagers, you can do scavenger hunts where they're looking for the letter. They're going through the letters of the alphabet, ABC order, and they're collecting one item throughout the day that starts with that letter. Now, this could be challenging for the letter X and Z, so you might want to figure that one out. But it can be done. Also, for your teenager, maybe for the younger kids especially, even for you, they can create a clue, a riddle, some wording where you have to scavenge, you have to find something, and they give you clues. They're the creator of the alphabet learning, finding activity. That's fun. Try that. Hey, it keeps the learning going. And think about this too. Maybe you can collect, especially for elementary kids like first grade, second grade, third grade. You collect a few things, you hand them to your child or children, and you say, can you put these in A, B, C order? If you were looking in a dictionary or you're serrating words, you're looking at the first letter. And then if two things have the same letter, how do you determine which word will come next? Yeah. Hey, how about spelling? Let's think about spelling. How could you incorporate spelling in everyday activities? Maybe as you're traveling and you see a word, you could, as a family, as you're driving down the street, you could say, oh, that's a cool word. Let's practice spelling that. All right, what did it start with? What's the beginning sound? That would be fun. And don't forget reading. There's lots of good summer fun books. I've got a few here right beside me. Summer camping books, baseball books, old lady who's at the beach collecting shells and sharks. Hey, go to the library. You can select free books at the library. You can get inspired. They usually have collections out. And what I love about the summer and reading that's different from school, it's not a chore. It's not a have to. It becomes, and it should be so natural and exciting to just want to read a book. So the thing I love about summer is they get to choose as they go to the library or a bookstore or even in their room on their shelf. They get to choose the books that they enjoy looking at. Hey, preschoolers can read with pictures. They can just look through books and talk about the stories. Your elementary kids can just sit next to you. You all can create a time that you drop everything and read. Every day, create a little time. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It can be morning and then evening. You can break it up. But every day, create that sense of, we want to just enjoy reading. You might want to cozy up on a blanket or a towel or a beanbag chair or go outside in the yard. But create that routine of summer enjoyable reading. And you could have a family book that you're reading. Maybe it's one that it's a chapter book. And you as the adult in the house, you're leading that reading. You're modeling, expressing words and creating a sense of love for reading because you're joining in the reading. Yeah, reading is something you can incorporate. Now let's get to writing. Writing's the hardest, I think, as far as the language subjects. So think about ways you can include writing every day. Maybe the kids are going to help you write out the grocery list. Maybe you're going to write out simple steps when you're doing a recipe. And I love this idea. I got this idea a couple years ago. It's called Pillow Talk. Let your child write in the evenings about their day or something special that happened. So go out, buy a new journal, let your child buy a little writing notebook of their choice and maybe a special pen or pencil. It can be whatever they want. They tuck it under their pillow, and every evening they spend a few minutes just writing down what they did that day. This can create a sense of recall, and these are reading skills. Reading comprehension skills you're including with this writing. Recall, sequence, order. Yeah. So you might be saying, well, I have a preschool child. How can they write? Let them have their pen and draw or just write squiggly lines. Elementary kids who can't spell that well or don't have a lot of words, they can do drawings too. And you can also write for them as they dictate, recall, reorder their day. Get in those words like, first, what did we do? Next, then after that, what did we do? What was your favorite part of the day? Your child can draw that out. They can color. So have a little container of crayons and pencils. And the journal's just slipped up under the bed. Your teenager, that might be a little more challenging, but I know I love to write and I'm older, so maybe your teenager can do this as well. Maybe you can think of a creative way to help them journal every evening. Maybe they're going to talk it into their phone. They could I know there's some digital journals, so that can maybe be part of a teenager's world. Yeah. Well, we've talked about reading, spelling, vocab, and writing. Those are just a few fun ways to sneak in that learning, but you're not adding any new chore to the day. It's already a part of your everyday. And of course, speaking skills come into play when you're traveling, when you're driving. You can talk, you can sing. I know my grandson and I always sing songs on the way as we go here and there. So, family members, keep the learning going, bridge the gap to all things language, reading, spelling, writing, sneak it on in. Now, don't forget to join me on the next video. Yes, summer learning is going to keep on going. This time we're going to tackle math, which is so easy because we use math skills every day and don't even think about it. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Have fun, have adventures, but also sneak in that learning. I'll see you real soon.